I've turned down bounties in the past, but I told you that if I ever did take a bounty, that it would be for a review, not for an interview. So I'm not here with the coin project team leadership. I'm here just to review the coin itself. In front of me is ETHO1, and the ticker symbol is ETHO. 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 You know, it rolls off the tongue. What I've got behind me is the ETHO1 wallet, and it is still syncing to the best of my knowledge. Please help me. We are syncing. All right, go ahead and put myself down in the corner here so I can take a closer look at this wallet. You'll notice that I already installed it on Windows. There's only a Windows executable installer for the wallet today. I don't know if it's moving to Linux anytime soon. It's fully in sync now. Getting a brand new wallet address should be as simple as me going File, New Account. Hey, so it's asking me for a password, and I'm going to drag this off the screen to create a password. Oh, you know what? I can create a password without showing it, so why don't I go ahead and do that? So let's make sure that it's something that's ultra secure, but then also I don't have any trouble remembering. Try it one more time. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Make sure you back up your key files and password. Always a good thing to do. All right, brand new wallet account or brand new main account. I can add an account from right there and create something that is just for other transactions. But what I'm going to do is leave it like this for right now. It was that simple. Now, why am I reviewing ETHO1? I'm reviewing ETHO1 first off because the request came from a community manager. They offered me payment, and I am using that payment to create a service node and select people at random to gift or ETHO1 coins to. So let's jump into this really quickly and take a look at their project page. Okay, so you saw me set up the wallet, super easy to do. This is the ETHO1 website. It's ether1 or ether and the number 1.org. And let's take a look at the entire project. So it says Masternodes are live, and I believe they went live July 23rd. So we're looking at almost a month ago, almost exactly a month ago, the Masternodes went live. They say decentralize everything, period. I guess we could. We could decentralize everything, but I don't know what that means. Take a look at the project a little more in depth here. ETH proof of work, no ICO, no pre-mine, application-specific masternodes. I don't really know what that means, but we'll find out when we look at the white paper. And then end-to-end decentralized hosting, dApps, and then, well, ETHO is the name of the ticker symbol, right? So end-to-end decentralized hosting. That sounds promising, but end-to-end decentralized storage is a hurdle to overcome. So we'll check to see exactly how they propose to do that. And then dApps, of course, if they're forked from Ethereum, you would just expect and anticipate that dApps are a part of the ecosystem and that they're on the roadmap at least, if not already working. So let's take a look at the official announcement. Looks like that links to Bitcoin Talk and 18 pages of comments so far, so that means the Bitcoin Talk community is at least somewhat active in talking about this. Now, is this the only way to measure a brand new coin launch or a fork? No, but it is one metric, one strong metric, when the Bitcoin Talk community is still talking about it after a couple of pages. If there's only one page of Bitcoin Talk conversation going on, it's a pretty good bet that it's not a good project and it hasn't gotten past its initial fork or its initial launch. So this to me is a good sign. Is it the most important sign? Again, no, not the most important thing, but it's one essential requirement to know that the project is sound. So scrolling through, network specifications, algorithm, ETH, total block reward, 13 ETHO coins. Masternode reward, 2 ETHO coins per block. Very cool. Okay, so largely in favor of proof of work mining with some reward for masternode operation. I like that. I like that. Coins that are too heavily skewed towards masternodes, in my mind, we just started too fast. In 2018, there's just been a proliferation of them. There are too many masternode coins that are all masternode all the time or all staking all the time, and it's hard to tell what is legit. White paper right here. Oh my gosh, the abstract. Imagine a world. I'm going to do this in my Morgan Freeman voice. I mean, this is a paid review, so, you know, let's give the people what they want. Give them what they pay for. Imagine a world where social media content was completely held in the public domain and was 100% immutable. Imagine a voting system that was completely unhackable and run with complete transparency. Imagine a version of the internet where Google's, Facebook's, and Amazon's didn't control a majority of all web content and traffic flow. The idea of a completely decentralized, democratized web is not only a utopian dream, but now achievable. Our project aims to bring all this together by providing a streamlined, completely decentralized development and content hosting platform that is usable by anyone. Okay, disclosure, they say this right up front. The project has no ICO or pre-sale, no pre-mining of any coins. Although this document contains our current vision for the project, this vision will be ever evolving as blockchains and blockchain technology is still in its infancy and constantly evolving itself. Problem. I appreciate that they created a problem statement on page 1. It's not at the very top, but it's on page 1 at least. Society as a whole has a very flawed sense of how we use data and information security. We've become incredibly reliant on the internet for this information, yet the need to protect it has not evolved as quickly as the internet itself. Imagine if all the information on recent social media data breaches was held in the public domain. This information could be disseminated based on public consensus and not based on a flawed security profile or by anyone's individual needs. Imagine if societies facing information and internet censorship were able to access anything they wanted, as this information was not being hosted by any one computer or network. We need a streamlined solution to decentralize the holding of public data, and that is what this project can offer the world. Okay, so it still needs to be by consent and by voluntary participation, but I think I see where they're going with this. They haven't actually outlined the solution here, but they did outline a problem, which is important. Technology and methods, we'll be using a fork of the Ethereum protocol to base our network on. Okay, so this is technically a clone then, not technically a fork if they're using the same code base, but different ledger chain. If they have a new Genesis block, it is a new chain, and it is technically a clone. So, a little detail there for the white paper. The backbone of the consensus and economic systems will operate upon our tradable currency. This currency will offer the incentive to both publicly contribute to the consensus mechanism along with incentivizing people to operate their own masternodes. It will also power the DNS-like data hosting mechanism, keeping the entire system based completely on public consensus. We will offer far better transaction speed, stability, and decentralization with the use a robust masternode system, which will directly lend itself to the storage and network bandwidth needed to operate our content sharing protocol between these nodes for data access, similar to Ethereum's own Swarm protocol. Our goal will be to provide the opportunity to host websites on our decentralized system of nodes and be directly identifiable and accessible via a DNS-like service. We will be providing a custom top-level domain, similar to Ethereum's ENS and .eth domains, that directly identifies hosted data via the blockchain and system of decentralized nodes. To an end user, it will be very similar to most classical hosting services, centralized, but will give them a fully decentralized solution that is identifiable by a very unique top-level domain. So like website domain. In the end, a user's data will be hosted almost everywhere instead of one single place with one single point of failure. Can't argue with this. They've identified one specific problem they want to solve, which is web page hosting. Now, whether they're using static pages, a la GitHub pages, or whatever else, this seems like it's a small problem to solve, so it should be something they can actually tackle. We'll see. Masternodes and service nodes, the need for service node in this particular instance is very clear. You would have to have computers doing the work, and you would need to incentivize people's participation in doing that work, so you give them a block reward. All right. And it looks like masternodes and service nodes have different requirements. Okay, here's the topology. Masternode, service node, feeding each masternode into the Ether1 network. Service nodes, lower staking entry point, lower reward. Main function is to provide network storage. And then masternodes, higher staking entry point, higher reward. Main function is to maintain decentralized network. Secondary function is to provide network storage. The masternodes apparently route the traffic and do some of the heavy lifting computationally and then give some storage. And then the service nodes give more storage. Seems straightforward enough. We've already read this before, and it looks like masternode reward doesn't appear to be significantly different from the service node reward, or the service node reward is not enumerated here. So I wonder what that is, but it's not in the white paper and it's not on the page that I can tell. All right, what is done already? Branding, the website, Network Explorer, web wallet, mining pools, and not exchange listings yet. It's not marked as complete, at least, but said it should be done in June. So exchange listings, basic Masternode deployment we know is done because they're live now. Additional wallets for iOS, Android, etc. in August sometime this month. And then advanced Masternode deployment also in August. So they're pushing for this right about now. And then sometime in Q4, well, let's not worry about that. There are specific dates for everything else on the roadmap. And I think they're very close to having that advanced Masternode deployment and perhaps additional wallets. I don't know. I mean, outside of the web wallet, clearly they have the Windows wallet working. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to install it and generate a wallet address. So they've gotten that much done. We'll give them a little round of applause. Yay! All right, so they've got something from the roadmap done, but let's not worry about what's on the future roadmap because I just want to know what they've gotten done, and I want to know what they can get done in the near future. August is when they said they have the stuff done. It looks like it is done. And public decentralized forum or board utilizing testing, advanced Masternode, content sharing protocol, they're saying sometime in Q4. Subdomain implementation of content sharing protocol sometime in Q4. These are things that I think are done by the Ethereum Foundation. And so if they are merely rebranding some of the work from the existing code base, then that seems doable in Q4. We'll see. Keep your eyes on them. I want to know that's going to happen because these service nodes need to perform some kind of function, right? That storage that they said they were supposed to do. Same with the master nodes. Otherwise, after Q4, I don't know. Okay, conclusion, we have identified a very complex issue plaguing our society today, and this project aims to very directly address and fix this problem by leveraging a great team, existing and new technologies, and the power of public consensus. We will be able to change not only the way we store and access data, but will fundamentally change how this data can and will be used. All right. Kudos for identifying a problem. It sounds like, if I had to sum up from a high level, what Ether1 aims to do is leverage the current existing Ethereum virtual machine and apply it towards website creation and all of that entails. So even complex websites, a la perhaps social media platforms and perhaps email platforms. Those are the things, the use cases that were listed here. So maybe even traditional websites and databases. So maybe even small-time banks and credit unions and such, maybe centralized entities would want to store their data leveraging this decentralized system. That's totally possible. And I can see those being use cases for this proposed solution. I don't know. Maybe. As long as there's encryption on those databases that those centralized entities store, then this could very well be usable. I don't know. We'll have to see. But there may be some limitations as to how much storage can be, like the heavy lifting, how much storage can be shared across this node network. So we'll see. White paper, though, it exists. And yeah, it's very rough, very basic, but it's believable, right? They're doing a clone of Ethereum, and Ethereum is clearly a working project. So it just might work. Doesn't seem too crazy. Important links: Ether1, nodes at Ether1 or .ether1, stats.ether1, explorer.ether1, wallet.ether1. Let's check those out in turn and just see what we can find. Before we go there, though, really briefly, they have a GitHub right here. It's not fully linked to. They have a Discord as well, and then they are active on Twitter. So I'm going to, there we go. Wow, my Chrome memory totally came back. I don't know how I forgot how to just hit Control T for a new tab, and I made a new window instead. Must be tired. Must be a long day. Okay, GitHub. Here it is. Issues, pull requests, projects. Not a ton yet. The commit's right here to the master branch. We can check this out, but it's very possible. Or 2 months ago, a month ago. Clearly, anything that's from 3 years ago is a clone from Ethereum. And let's take a look at all the commits, and I'm sure that we're going to find many of them. And they may be pulling some of these commits from Ethereum as well. But forking Ethereum, not a terrible idea. There are apparently 6 forks of this. So let's take a look to see who's working on that. Fallen Gravity, Darich, 7017, 89, 26, 2A. Constantine 35, Mescone 1224. And okay, Ether 1. Interesting. Contributors. Loading contributors or contributions. You hang tight. All right, I will, GitHub. Thanks for being owned by Microsoft now. Oh, wait. Oh. Whatever. All right, we'll come back to that on GitHub right here. The Ether node network, or Ether 1 node network right there. There are 287 active masternodes and then only 104 active service nodes. So clearly there's a need for service nodes, I think, because based on the map that I saw before, the network topology that I saw before, I think the intent is to have there be more service nodes than master nodes. But I imagine that the masternode network has increased a lot because of the financial incentive, right? If you have the collateral, why not go for a masternode? You're going to get greater reward. The staking amount or the collateral amount is higher, so I imagine that the reward is commensurate. All right, masternode reward, service node reward, clearly lower, but whatever. And total locked coins are over 4 million. Well, here's the team. It was invoked in the white paper. Looks like there's James Riley. There's Sui on the development team. There's Emily on the development team. Levon in the community management. Sponge Robert. Oh yeah. Crazy K. And then Fallen Gravity. Okay. Fallen Gravity. Of course, that name comes up. You see Fallen Gravity on GitHub elsewhere as well, but Fallen Gravity right here. All right. So guys, we have faces. We have names. These are people. We see them around in the community doing meaningful work elsewhere. That's cool. Supported applications. Good to know that's there. On exchanges, got Maple Exchange and Stocks.exchange. It's nice to know that they're on exchanges right now. So here we are, the Ether 1 exchange, and it looks like it's not, not terrible news, right? Against BTC, it's currently trading at what, about 700 sats? Not terrible, a little over 700 sats. Not dead, certainly healthy. Here it is, being traded. All right, guys, so I'm not seeing anything that in my mind would be a red flag about this project yet. But so far, I can't say anything bad about it. Nothing bad. Plus, they got people. Let's see if they are linked to anything. No, I can save their faces on Pinterest because I got the plugin. We've got names. We've got faces to the main team. And we've got more than 2 people working on it. So there's clearly enough lifting, like heavy lifting power, enough hands on deck to get some stuff done. Can't say anything bad, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video right now, and I'm going to go ahead and set up HiveOS, and then I'm going to set up my big baby miner, and I'll also check back in with you and set up a service node to complete the review of Ether 1, so you can see what it's like, and you can see what my results have been like so far. So what I'm going to do right now is set up a quick coin and wallet and flight sheet inside of HiveOS to mine Ether 1. Now, why am I doing this? Because actually it's kind of easy. First off, if you haven't tried HiveOS, you know my opinions on that. But for Ether 1, apparently it's already integrated, as are Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. So Ether 1 is actually quite simple. Going through the process here, when I go to my wallets, I've already created one here. But if I needed to create one from scratch, it would be as simple as clicking Add Wallet, and then right there, it's on the list. Or if I needed to search for it, start typing in ETH, and it shows up on the list. I'd put in the wallet address from that brand new Windows wallet, and then I just give it a name, which I've already done over here. And you can see I've got the same wallet address that you saw from when I installed the Windows wallet from before. Now I've got to create a flight sheet. And from the flight sheets, here we go, right there, flight sheets. Simply do a drop down, ETHO. I've already got my wallet ready to go. Now I choose a farm that maybe, or a pool that I want to use. I saw clearly, I haven't evaluated all the different pools that are available right now, but I saw that Pool Sexy was definitely available, right? So I'm going to stick with Claymore Duel. You know what? I'm actually just going to spell out the full name of the coin, and I'm going to put in Ether 1 Claymore. Now I know exactly what I'm going to be mining. And it seems like actually it's spelled with a dash, so let me put in a dash as well. A dash of dash. Can't say that in mining, right? Because that's actually the name of the currency. How pathetic. The things we can't actually say in this world. Whatever. Great flight sheet. Done. It's that easy. Rocket. Brand new flight sheet. Boom. Apply it. I'm off to the races. All right, so I've been mining overnight, and I'm very pleased with the results. Here's just one of the machines that I have running right now. As you know, I've got my own big baby 8 GPU riserless motherboard paired with dual GPUs, meaning there's 2 chips on each GPU. So I've got a fairly high hash rate here, over 400 mega hash per second out of the box, all the way up to 500 mega hash per second when I have it fully loaded with those cards. But I digress. I've been very pleased with the results, throwing Ether 1 to the mine. And certainly it takes the profitability crown away from Ethereum Classic and away from Ethereum right now on most machines like this. So I'm going to stick with that for a while. So you see that in the background. You probably hear it in the background. I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the background now. And we're on Vultr. And if you're not familiar with Vultr, this is the VPS that I prefer to use. The intent of this video is not necessarily a full how-to on setting up a service node. There are really good instructions on the ether1.org website, so you can always read through those. I'm just going to kind of go through the steps and make sure that I've got it set up, and I'll let you know how it works. Check in after the fact. But I do want to just reiterate that based on the numbers that I'm getting from the pool, I'm doing almost $8 a day. Let's go ahead and calculate what our profitability should be, doing apples to apples comparison right now. And let me also just check to see what the profitability has been like over the last 24 hours. We're not too far from the daily revenue that you get with any other Ethereum coin right now. The difference being that with Ethereum Classic, I can't put my mining profits towards the collateral for a masternode or to a service node. So that's pretty cool that I can mine, then throw that collateral at a masternode or a service node. If I only got 5,000 Ether 1 coins, I can use that immediately as collateral for a masternode or a service node. Pretty cool. So yeah, all things being equal, which they appear to be pretty closely tied in terms of profitability. It looks like I'd probably rather be throwing that hash power at Ether 1 in order to gain a masternode or gain an additional service node. But let me go back over to the Vultr dashboard here. I'm going to use Ubuntu 16.04. I'm not going to go with 18.04 for now, even though 18.04 has long-term support edition out. I'm going to go with 1 CPU, 1 gig of RAM, and then a terabyte of monthly bandwidth. That should be enough for the service node. Need to have Internet Protocol version 6 enabled, and DDoS protection, not necessary for this. No additional startup scripts that I need. I'm just going to give it a label that I'll remember. So Ether 1 service node. And I'm going to hit deploy now. We're off to the races. Great. Installing. You're making me crazy. All right. So while that's installing, what I'm going to do is open up PuTTY. Now, PuTTY is an application that's going to allow me to remote into this server, this virtual private server. If you haven't used it before, don't look for PuTTY Knife, but this right here, PuTTY.org. You can run it on Windows only. It's not cross-platform. So it's an SSH client that allows you to securely remote in to your new server. Alrighty. The address is verified, the stake is verified, and the node is active. Applause, guys. We did the thing. We set up a brand new service node on Ether 1, and it was that easy. All right, so right there, got yeses all across. Stake verified, it all worked. And the node is active, so we know things are running well. All right. Setup was fairly painless. I've got to be honest, I was a little bit nervous because I haven't set up many masternodes in the past. I have set up VPS before. You've seen me fork a coin live before, so I was a little bit nervous, but that was not that bad. Can't deny, I'm pretty excited about running a service node right now. It's not a masternode, but it is a service node that allows me to generate even more Ether 1 than I'm generating in the background by mining, right? So, or by just mining alone. So now as I get new collateral, I can stake more in order to have more service nodes or more master nodes. So, guys, it was that easy. Guys, you know I don't do market analysis, and I don't pretend to. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. Just play one on YouTube, right? But so far, I like what I see. Again, this has been a sponsored review. However, they agreed to my terms, which were that I needed to be able to say that if I didn't like something, I could say it. And so far, guys, I don't see a whole lot that I don't like. Except for, I would like to see a little bit more of the technology that's going to be rolled into the master nodes and the service nodes. For example, going beyond smart contracts, which, by the way, are already present in the wallet. Kind of cool, right? I mean, I can create a custom smart contract right here just by going into the wallet. And of course, I have, I've got Yeah, I'm not going to do a whole lot here because I don't have a whole lot beyond what I've already staked for the service node. But it's very cool that right here I can jump into the Solidity source contract code. I can find some boilerplate smart contracts online, and I can create my own custom smart contracts. Guys, I'm not a programmer. I just play one on YouTube. But it's really cool that I can do this from the wallet right here, my Ether base, right here on Ether 1. I'm excited by the prospects, and I'm excited by the possibility of hosting distributed websites down the line. It's been kind of a pain point for me figuring out where do I host websites. I've used GitHub Pages for static pages. I've used Blogger to create as something of a content management system. I've used several other website builders, visual website builders, and then I've also created stuff kind of roughly from scratch, right, using Flexboxes and some other front-end design tools or programming tools. And again, I don't pretend to be a programmer, but I have had to create my own websites before, so the possibility of having a crypto or a blockchain project solve this problem, for me, again, I'm always interested in scratching my own itch. So this is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. All right, guys, that's the full review of Ether 1. Does it have my seal of approval? Guys, fix the white paper. I'll say that. Please fix the white paper. But otherwise, it's profitable to mine. The price has been fairly stable in the face of sweeping volatility across the crypto market cap. And you can stake what you mine as a miner. So if you have a small to mid-scale, if you have a mid-scale mine, I should say, mid-scale and higher, you can almost immediately step into service nodes and master nodes and start staking what you've mined in addition to mining more rewards. I'm impressed. And I know it was a paid review, but I am impressed, guys. All objectivity right there front and center. I'm impressed. So I'm almost worried about releasing this video because I know there's going to be a run on all of the pools for Ether 1. So I guess be mindful of that. Ethereum Classic is about the same profitability daily, but clearly you can't take what you mine and stake it into a masternode. All right, guys. It's been a longer one, and I've done a little bit more than I normally would because it is a paid review. So I've been able to do a little bit more with this video. But appreciate you hitting that like button. Appreciate you being subscribed, clicking the bell icon so you know when new videos are uploaded. You're the reason I make these videos. I love your face. お前はもう死んでいる。何?